All right, so I am here with your name, mister? Oh, no, you're good.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You're all
Okay, but all
Gucci.
right.
I know the struggles all too well on that shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to because I was pulling up Streamlabs, so I had to like switch the audio settings and stuff, and I switched it back. So
Nah, it's all good. All right, so we are here with Neon Dion. How are you? How are you
yes,
doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, man?
Oh, just hanging out. It's a little warm in the room, but we still chillin'. We still chillin'.
Nice, and the good old lemon lime Gatorade, the classic, the OG.
Don't even get me started about the lemon lime. Don't
Yeah.
even. um, so I want to kind of get this started off with who are you? How did you get your name? Kind of thing. Like what kind of the beginning ends of Neon Neon.
Definitely. So okay, a little bit about who I am and the name. So for those who don't know, my name is not Dion. My
Okay.
actual name is Reed. So the name origin is I'll get into that in a little bit. Or I guess I'll just kind of give a basic background. So my name is Neon Dion. 27 years old, and I'm a underground music artist from St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up in a military family. Always valued family a lot, and moved around a lot as a kid. And eventually ended up in St. Louis, and kind of just did normal kid stuff. Skateboarded, hung out with friends, stuff like that. And I didn't really start making music until later on, but I started freestyling with my friends um, around probably 12 or 13 years old.
Okay.
Um, but the main like catalyst to kind of put me in the direction of where I am now and starting to make music under Neon Dion was when I was 13 years old. My dad ended up passing away from a massive heart attack, and I had a very hard time of coping with that and dealing with my emotions. And so freestyling and making music and all of that started to become a good outlet for me to be able to speak about what I was feeling.
Mhm.
Because it's nothing against my mom or anything like that. She's a wonderful woman. She's done so many things for my brother and I, but she had to work a lot, to take care of us after that had happened. So music was really my main source of like sorting through my thoughts and things like that. So when I was around that age, my brother for my birthday bought me a microphone and like got me a version of Pro Tools first, which was like the really basic like free version of Pro Tools. And at that time, I didn't know anything about music theory. I just like would just like rap. There wouldn't be a compressor, there wouldn't be equalizer or anything, and
Just
I
raw vocals.
yeah, just rough, just yikes. But
We've all been there though, honestly.
definitely. And so I mean, it was just kind of the rough thing. I kind of did a little rap, and then I kind of left it there, and I never released that music or anything. And then I kind of took a step away from that a little bit later on. So probably midway through high school, I kind of stopped with that. And so I didn't really start making music seriously until about 2017.
Okay.
Um, and that is, let's see, what started that? Yes, that's what it was. Okay, so I had a friend named Keegan, who I was actually in a college fraternity with. Believe it or not, I was once in a fraternity, which is wow, weird to think about. Um, but yeah, he was actually one of the few guys in our fraternity that was into music production and making beats and stuff like that. And so he ended up having me over to his apartment one night, and I saw that he was, making beats and doing stuff like that. And I was like, yo, dude, like we should make something. Like we should mess around and make a song or something like that. So he made a beat, and I kind of did a basic little freestyle, and that's where things kind of got started. Um, and eventually I ended up getting, he gave me the login information for his Logic Pro X. And I started making music like at my apartment and stuff like that, and was very heavily inspired by Six Dogs and Bobby and Lil Peep and guys like that.
Great names, great names.
Oh yeah, legends, all legends in their own right. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
100%.
and then the big catalyst moment. And I won't try to make this too long. I know this is already a long answer, so I apologize.
Oh no, you're fine.
But the main catalyst was I actually had a friend that was named Andre, and this actually also ties into how I got the name Neon Dion. Because I was previously making the music under the name Leo, and you cannot find those tracks anymore. Like all of those tracks have been since taken down. Uh, but so Andre was actually a videographer, and do you know who Comethazine is by
I'm
chance?
familiar, yes.
Yeah, so Comethazine is actually from St. Louis and like around where we live, right?
Okay.
Um, and so Andre was actually shooting music videos for him for a good amount of time. And there was one night where Andre was actually shooting a music video for his own song. And I met Comethazine that night. Um, and later that night, he actually had a studio session at a recording studio in St. Louis called Fat Buddha Productions,
Hmm.
right? Which is one of the bigger recording studios in St. Louis. It's well known, a lot of big names had recorded there, like Lil Wayne and stuff. And so that was my first like introduction to a professional studio environment. And I met some people up there, and just kind of fell in love with it right away. And that's when I decided to book a session and made my first official song under Neon Dion, which was Next, and then I made Depression shortly after that.
Hmm.
And both of those songs I did with Bobby. So that's when Neon Dion officially started, was getting introduced up there and making those songs. Um, and the name Neon Dion, or sorry, I'm trying to think of what direction. Pretty much like the rest after everything there, there's a lot that happened after that, but the rest is history as in regards to Neon Dion lore, I suppose.
Right, right.
That sounds so cringe to say. I'm sorry.
we
Uh,
got we got some lore. I mean,
w-
what else
w-
could you say?
yeah, we got a little bit of lore. But yeah, the name Neon Dion actually originated when Andre was over at my house one day, and I had been talking to him about like my name, and I was like, do you like the rap name Leo? He's like, I don't know, dude. It was kind of a little cringe, like it was just friends kind of goofing off, and
Right, right.
he was kind of just giving me some. I don't know if I don't think I want to cuss on. Can I cuss?
Oh, you go for it.
Okay, yeah. He was giving me shit for it. So, um, and I told him I was like, well, I really want to come up with a name that includes neon. Like I wanted maybe like Neon Leo or Neon Dawn. He's like, well, dude, you should just make it rhyme. He's like, why don't you do Neon Dion? And I was like, oh, bro, that's it. It was like this like
Literally brilliant.
brilliant like epiphany moment. Like
Right, right.
that's it, right? And so that was like the initial idea, and it didn't really have meaning to start, but over the years I've kind of given it meaning in my own way, thinking about my own personal life.
Hmm.
Because the idea originally, so the name Neon that I wanted to do, it came from the ideology that to shine light on people in dark times, right? So like, um, because a lot of the music I was making, I was very much depressed at that point in my life, and I still suffer with some stuff today.
Hmm.
not as much as I did at the time, but um, the whole premise was, yeah, shining light on people in dark moments. And the combination also of Neon Dion was there's a football player, and I believe he also played baseball, whose nickname was Neon Dion, but his name is Dion Sanders, who was very well known for his work ethic. Um, because he played several professional sports. Historian, his background, he just always had an extreme work ethic in order to get to the place that he wanted to be in his life,
Just always
and
getting
that's
shit done.
exactly,
Right.
and that was 100%. And one of the biggest lessons that I think that I learned from my mom after everything that had happened with my dad was her incredible work ethic and how much she would sacrifice and everything in order to provide for us. And like she would just work, work, work. And, sometimes it was several jobs at a time. And that really drove me to do the same type of thing. And it's like, if I love something, I'm going to give it my all and I'm going to work, work, work until I can't anymore. And so the name kind of became two different meanings in one, which is a demonstration of my seeking to help people by like letting them know that there's still hope when they're not in a good place, as well as if you work hard enough and grind hard enough and commit to something enough, anything is possible in this life. Um, and that's kind of, yeah, that's Neon Neon.
That's
That's
Neon Dion. That's the
yeah,
lore. That's the meaning. That's
uh,
the reason.
yes,
I think it's
exactly.
kind of
Yeah,
admirable. I like it. I
thank you.
think it kind of resonates with a lot of people. I definitely feel you on that one. You
Thank
actually
you.
had answered a couple of my other questions that I had that I was going to ask.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you were saying, no, you're good. Actually, that's kind of good. It involves the lore and everything as well. You were saying that your last name was Leo, doing music under Leo, and I find that
Yes.
very interesting. How kind of like short-lived was that? Was it just like maybe one or two tracks and then switching over, or?
So I think it was probably. Hmm, that's a good question. How many songs did I make under that name? I think I only probably released like 5 or 6 songs in total under that name, and it was over probably a 4 month period. I
Okay.
want to say. It wasn't very long lived, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, it wasn't very long lived.
I mean, however you want
Um,
to view it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a different time, and that was when I was under the alias, I guess you could call it, of Leo. It was a lot more of like boom bap rap and
Right,
like the
right.
traditional like lyrical, miracle, spiritual, spherical,
I feel like a lot
satirical.
of
Yeah,
people, like, when they start making this more alternative sound, it seems like a lot of their roots do end up coming from, like, very boom bap, MF Doom, very, like, Aesop rock, like, just super old school New York style beats, maybe some Brooklyn style stuff. But for the most part, it seems like a lot of people's startings ends up coming from boom bap. And I find that pretty interesting, pretty funny.
100%. It's like, you have to get the groundwork underneath it at first. You know what I mean? Like get used to rapping on
how to
beats and
write, how to kind of flow, how to
eh,
understand how all of it goes. No, totally get that.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, you get it. You get it.
Oh, definitely. So you were saying some stuff about some old tracks, which I actually wanted to mention. I remember I started kind of, I guess my first introduction to Neon Dion was I have it pulled up here, Depression with Bobby. And I kind of remember like I stumbled across Bobby. I had just started listening to SoundCloud back, I want to say like 2015, 2016, and kind of
Yeah.
going through my little phase of like finding artists and finding people that I fuck with. And I remember hearing Bobby. Bobby brought me to like Van Garden, um, and that ended up kind of just moving over to the Neon Dion. And
Yeah,
I remember a lot of the times I would be just sitting waiting for drops from people, see your stuff pop up, see their stuff pop up. Um, I did want to ask, what would be kind of like your favorite track that you've had part in, whether it be under the Leo name, under the Neon Dion name, kind of, even if it's not your track, but it's something that you had a part in.
yeah.
What kind of, what would that look like? What would that be?
Hmm. Also, I just want to say thank you for the support and the and just over the years. I do just want to say like genuinely thank you
Oh, of
for all of
course.
the support that you've shown me. Because it means so much more to me than like and it's
Oh, trust me,
not
I
gonna
get it, brother.
uh and yeah that's a good question. My favorite song. I think it's kind of evolved over the years of which one has been my favorite. For a while, it was Depression. Um, and after that, I think it was probably hmm, I think either Find Myself or Haunted were up there, and then more recently, I would say The Ones I Couldn't Save is also one of my favorite that I've done. Uh, or got my head spinning. But I would say overall, my favorite and I think one of the most raw and authentic songs that I've made was The Ones I Couldn't Save. Um, and the reason, and it's not even like because that song, it wasn't perfect vocals or anything like that. There was a lot of like shaky auto tune. There was, um, a couple of things that I guess I can look back and be like, oh, like, it could have been better. But
Mhm.
that song was I have very vivid memories. I mean, Find Myself as well because there was just both of those songs. There was a lot of vivid memories of being in the studio with a couple of my friends and making those songs and the energy in the studio those nights in particular. And then like listening back, a couple of years later and really reflecting on what I was feeling at the time, right? Because The Ones I Couldn't Save has a deeper meaning of, it talks about the homies and the friends that I couldn't save from, like ending it and you know, that feeling of like survivor's guilt, right? Of, thinking back, is there more that I could have done? Is
Mhm.
there um I don't know, it's that one just really hit home because like right before I dropped that and made that song, a friend of mine overdosed. Um and it was wild because he had came to my studio, what was it? Probably 4 days before it happened. And so the last songs that he ever made, some of the last, I mean, I would guess good memories that I think he had
Mhm.
was the time that we spent together. And that was really heavy on me, you know what I mean?
Oh, I totally get it.
And he was just like a very fun and jovial guy. And, I think that he had things that he was dealing with kind of behind closed doors, but he was always making other people smile and laugh and things like that. And that's, one of my most fond memories of him. And yeah, so when I made that song, it was a tribute to a lot of friends that even if it wasn't directly resulting in them passing, falling out friendships, things like that. It was a tribute to all of my friends that I had lost, I guess, over the years. And especially and mainly for Davey, who had passed just a couple of days prior. So that one just really. It's a very, very raw track. And I just, yeah, I love, I think, and I hope that I did it justice. And, um, speaking about that, and hopefully others that have gone through the same thing or similar situation, found peace in that. That's the goal all along.
Oh,
So,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. I'm sure Davey is looking down or wherever he is at, whatever you may believe in. And he's smiling. He's I already know he's proud of you, brother. So, those are all
Thank you, man.
those are all definitely like really good tracks. I remember when most of those dropped. I remember it's weird looking back because I have kind of those same memories with a lot of the same tracks, especially kind of growing up in that underground community. Like it's different, and I feel like a lot of people could say the same thing. So it's good
Definitely.
insight to see kind of where your head was at making all of that, and I think it puts a
100%.
better perspective on the tracks for sure.
Definitely. And, and I appreciate it. It's like, and I guess it's kind of been interesting seeing how my stuff has evolved. I get going from like the very traditional emo rap, Midwest emo kind of stuff. I mean, if you could even call it that, maybe like a blend of Midwest emo and like
Indie pop,
indie pop punk, but also Six Dogsy and
some like
like
alternative rap in there. Yeah, no, I totally.
yeah,
It's hard to pin down an exact genre. It's very
exactly. And
like
then now
genre blending.
exactly, and then now the very distinct jump from that to like the hyper pop and glitchcore stuff, and
Right.
it's kind of it seems like a 180, but it's all kind of one and the same. It's all just an evolution. It's
Oh,
all just
100%. No,
blending together.
I've definitely been digging a lot of the new sounds. What was the latest one that you dropped that I had heard? Java. That one I had on repeat for a minute. That one was really
Thank you,
good.
man.
No, I definitely like that. One of your older tracks I did want to bring up too, just because I want to get your thoughts on it. Big Pimpin'.
Big pimpin',
Big
bro.
Pimpin'.
Oh, that one brings me back.
It's an
Uh,
oldie. It's an oldie for
that
sure.
is an oldie. That is an oldie. That was okay. Let's see. So that one I made and mixed myself because there was a short while where I was recording up at Fat Buddha, but then I started kind of doing my own stuff again.
Hmm.
Before I ended up going to study audio engineering and all that, which that I guess I'll touch on that a little bit later because that's kind of like a big reason for I guess how my sound has evolved and things like that. But
Right.
um, Big Pimpin' was that before or after Fat Buddha? I think that was right around. So I kind of like started opening my studio up to have other people come and record.
Hmm.
Um, a little bit before I started working at studios and stuff like that. And I remember at that time, a lot of the guys that were coming through were more of like the lyrical boom bap kind of rap stuff. So I was like, why not just like make another boom bap track for, for the fun of it and stuff like that. And also thinking about just kind of like the lifestyle that we lived. And I don't know, I tried to bring out the St. Louis aesthetic in that song the best way that I could.
Right.
Which was what were some of the lyrics I said in that? It's been so long since I've listened to that song. Uh Big Pimpin' Proud. Rolling Get. Wow, what was it?
I'm gonna see if you happen to have the lyrics posted in the description, but you do not.
I was lacking back then with the lyrics, let me tell you. There's a lot of songs I kind of lacked on that with. I need to go back and put them in,
I
but
think we all do it.
Here, let me. I'm gonna pull it up just real quick, just so I can get a quick reference.
Oh no, it's all
Just
good.
kind of restart my brain real quick. Um. Okay, tracks. This is gonna be far back. Um, you would think that I would know, but it's wild to think it's like, was that 4 years ago I dropped that? Yeah.
I went ahead and
Oh my
sent the link
gosh.
if you need it as well.
Oh, thank you, gang.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
bet.
yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So this was around early 2018, I want to say. And so at that time, it was like always having the people like homies over at the studio and stuff working on stuff, and we're always just
Just
smoking,
chilling, smoking,
smoking,
getting up to
drinking.
no good.
Good, yeah, and that's like yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, and it was like a lot of that traditional kind of stuff that I started with, where it's like you're hanging out with the homies and you're freestyling and stuff like that, and so it's kind of when I was talking about Big Pimpin', there was also some other things that I was involved in, but I don't want to incriminate myself, if you know what I mean.
Keeping the
Uh,
record clean, keeping the record
yes,
clean.
yes, exactly. So that was kind of like when I was talking about making Big Pimpin' proud. That was kind of like a reference. So, um, let's see. Sorry. I just, I mean, I guess it was mostly just kind of like a little bit of a saucy kind of like kind of flexing track, but at the same time, kind of like mellow and just like, oh yeah, it's the homies and stuff like that. And it was definitely heavily inspired by Mac Miller. And I think the main inspiration was like Nikes on my feet. If you've ever
Okay.
heard that song,
I can
um,
definitely see a resemblance for sure. Now that like you
yeah,
mention it,
yeah, because it's Nikes on my feet make my cipher complete. I don't know, just kind of like that kind of subtle
just kind of some hip hoppy
flex.
flow, a little
Yeah,
flexing, a little
yeah,
flaunting, just feeling
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, reflecting on like I don't know, thinking about the old music video that he did for Nikes on My Feet and Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza. I remember that distinct vibe that I got watching those music videos for the first time and him just like walking around Pittsburgh and stuff like that, right? And like really putting on Pittsburgh as a city. And I think that was um a lot of the inspiration, I guess, for this and kind of like the lifestyle that me and my friends were wrapped up in because it's like there's not a whole lot else to do out here besides like
Oh, I get it.
go maybe go to the city for a little bit, kind of
Do our thing.
do our thing a
Get a
little bit,
couple stares, get a couple words.
exactly, yeah. So yeah, that's actually a very I love that. That's fire. I might actually need to put that in the song, dude. Me and the gang got all of them staring at us, or I don't know. We'll incorporate it in some way, but
We'll iron out the details.
yeah.
No,
So yeah,
definitely. So that's that's definitely some cool insight on like where your headspace was at with all of that. I like hearing kind of like where they were at, what you were doing, kind of the vibe setting, kind of the stuff going on. It gives a new a new opinion on, or not I guess a new opinion, but a new stance on songs that some people may already like and now they like them more. Who knows? So
definitely.
we're gonna kind of start wrapping things up. I only got two more questions for you. Um, I kind of wanted to know, like, you had obviously said you liked hanging out with your friends, you were doing stuff in the city. So, like, what kind of other hobbies would you have? Like some other, and if it's not hobbies, I guess you could call them interests, things that you read up on or things that you look up, or TV, this, that, and the other, whatever have you.
Yeah, yeah. Um, love video games. Always love video games. I actually, unfortunately, though, this past like 6 months, I've kind of cut off from video games just to focus on working on music and stuff like that. But video games, huge part of like just having fun with friends or just like hanging out on my own. Like some of my favorites when it came to that. I'm gonna sound okay. I'm just gonna come out and say it. A lot of League of Legends. Okay.
Can't say I agree, but I can say I respect it.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, oh, he's a league player, dude. Okay, I want to
My
stop
roommate's
listening,
actually a
bro.
player, so I used to actually play League back in like high school, so I get
Y-
it. I
Yeah, and
understand
that's
both sides 100%.
and the funny thing is with like League, it's a love-hate relationship, right? And it's like, okay, I would play super heavy for like 2 months, and then it would be like, oh, I don't play League for like 2 years. And then it's like for 3 months, all I'm doing is playing League of Legends. And then 6 months, you get the idea.
Right.
But yeah, so League was a big one, especially like in high school and stuff. Let's see. A couple of my other favorite games would be Super Smash Bros.
Solid.
Um Solid, classic. Like that's the go-to. That Mario Kart, Mario Party, all of that. Um Call of Duty, which I know is kind of basic or yeah, I won't say
The
that.
new one's good. I didn't play from Black Ops till now. The
Yeah,
new
yeah,
one's good. So
nice.
I'll be on your side with this one.
Bringing back the glory of the original MW2 and stuff, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And um what else? What other games? For Honor. Definitely grinded on For Honor a lot. And Dante's Inferno, I think, is probably one of my favorite like story-based games of all time.
Right, okay.
If you haven't played it, it was a 360 game, and it's definitely worth checking out.
This is definitely a good one. I've played. I don't
It
think I ever completed it, but I've definitely played through a good chunk, and it's really good.
it is, and that's funny enough. My album Inferno that I dropped last year was completely and utterly inspired by that game. Like,
Sweet.
and then reading more into the Divine Comedy and stuff like that. Because if you didn't know, now you know. Each of those songs actually represents one of the layers
Oh shit!
of.
You saying you got 7 tracks up in there? They gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta plug that. They gotta listen.
They gotta
What they
listen. Oh,
gotta is a banger.
but it is actually 9 tracks because the 9 circles of heaven. No, okay, yeah,
Oh,
no, yeah,
breaking
that
layers, breaking layers. This is our
layers.
seventh wall break right here.
Yeah, nice, nice. Uh, yeah. So yeah, video games were probably one of my biggest other hobbies. I like collecting Pokemon cards. Uh, hmm, I feel like I'm missing something right now. Um, Other stuff is like audio engineering stuff, and that I just became really passionate about that. Whenever I started going to school and stuff for that, and turning up at the studio, so I got like really into like audio gear and stuff like that.
Super like audiophile type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and dude, how conspiracy theories, bro. Conspiracy theories. That right there is pure gas, dude. Pure gold. Like
I
just
love it.
going on deep dives of like the conspiracy theory icebergs and
Oh, I love it.
listen,
I love
yeah,
iceberg videos so much. Top
literally,
10
dude.
entertainment right there. For sure.
100%. I'll sit there for hours and just like watch the entire thing and just love every minute of it, not get bored once, dude. Just
Watching the fucking Need for Speed Underground iceberg video that's
very
like 7 hours long. I'm watching the whole
exact
thing.
whole thing. Sit there with a bag of Doritos, maybe a Mountain Dew, and just chilling, dude. Yeah.
No, definitely get that one. So yeah, those are
And,
definitely like some solid ones for sure. I feel like a lot of people play games. A lot of people are into not necessarily the conspiracy theory stuff, but definitely like iceberg videos and just learning lore about things for sure.
yeah, yeah. And this will be the last thing. Sorry, I'll conclude. I've been giving such long answers, dude. I'm
No, you're
sorry.
good.
Uh, TV shows as well. That just because you brought that up. The go tos growing up were Family Guy, South Park, uh, SpongeBob, Tom and Jerry, stuff like that. I was a
All the
big cartoon
classics.
guy,
All the
all the
classics.
classics. And then later on, like Black Mirror and uh, animes and stuff like that, and movies as well are another big hobby of mine
Okay.
and a big source of inspiration.
Okay.
And I'll conclude that answer. Sorry,
Definitely.
that
Oh
was
no,
so
you're good. You're good.
right.
Definitely like an entertainment guy. Just overall music, movies, just like media, and I can respect that.
Absolutely. I'm like, yeah, because 95% of the time I'm just kind of in my studio room and just kind of
Just chilling.
chilling, dude. Yeah, big chill.
I feel like I feel that one heavy. Have you been watching any of the new Chainsaw Man? Speaking of animes,
I have not, but I need to check that out. I
you
definitely need to check
definitely
that.
got to get into it for sure. It is top five. It's so good.
That where do you know where I can find it? Is there
Ah,
like a
I'll be able to link you. I got you.
that appreciate that, my guy.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
sir. So, kind of the final thing I want to get to with you today. We've heard a bit of the past. We've heard a bit of the present. We've gotten some Neon Dion lore. We've gotten what you're kind of doing nowadays, keeping your head low, just mixing, making music. Um, I kind of want to know like what the future holds. What's the future for Dion?
Oh, so there's certain things that I've been holding in, and I'm wondering if this is the opportunity to break them out or not.
Hey, that one's all
Maybe
up to you, brother.
I probably should keep one thing under wraps until it's confirmed. Uh, let's just say 2023 is going to be a big year.
Mhm.
Um, if everything works out properly, Neon Dion might be coming to a city near you. We'll just kind of hint.
Oh shit.
So like a little slight kind of
Just a teaser,
just a
just a little
teaser
bit.
innuendo,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit. Other than that, right now my big thing is, I'm working on a new EP, which is the Neon Dion EP, which is going to be to celebrate 5 years, and I want this to be like the best piece of work that I've released yet. Um, Looking back on my other projects, I feel like I've kind of let you guys down a little bit. Like, I don't know, feeling like maybe there were some parts that I rushed, and I don't know. Looking back, I think I probably could have done a little bit better with some stuff. So I really, I don't know. That's like a personal struggle I have of like looking back and something I got to overcome myself. But um, definitely the EP right now is like one of my biggest focuses. Um, Getting some big features on there and everything, and then moving. I'm looking to move out to either LA or New York and really get tapped in with the scene out there. I've also considered Atlanta as well, and I got some homies and everything that we've kind of been planning on doing that and really just going hard, like music videos, planning tours, doing shows. Um, just like everything, just really, really putting in work every single day. And I want to be able to just start shout out, sorry, Oh, sorry. Shout out sewer person, but I want to be like sewer person where I'm just like dropping song after song after song and just constantly having
Insane.
exactly like literally it's pretty much like every week or several songs a week that it seems like he's dropping or an album every couple of weeks. Like that man is a machine. But
It's honestly insane.
it is, and all of it's so fire. It's just I'm paying homage to sewer person. Just yeah, no, it's all love, dude. He probably doesn't even know I exist, but still. Uh, yeah, so
I'm sure he pays at least a little attention if you running up the numbers, you know?
hopefully, we can hope. We can hope. Yeah, yeah. So right now, yeah, the future of Neon Dion is dropping this project. I want to make it the best I've made yet, and I really think that what I have right now is really good, and I'm on a very good direction. It's going to be a blend of a lot of different sounds and stuff like that. And I'm going to be trying to incorporate some more cinematic kind of elements to it, and um, kind of a storyline through music videos and stuff, a little bit more than the music videos that I've made in the past. Um, yeah, the move, and then a couple of years down the line, from what I'm looking at, is I'm looking for Neon Gang to be on top. You know what I mean? I'm looking for us to really take over the underground, take over. I mean, even I'm never gonna limit myself, even the mainstream, if it comes to that. That'll be an interesting thing to see if Neon Dion ever becomes mainstream. That's
Neon Dion on New York billboards, baby. We're making it happen.
yes, yes, yes. No, okay. The so yeah, it's just really growth and kind of building an empire is my goal over these next couple of years, and having an opportunity and a platform to help put on my friends, help provide for my family, and um, just build a community of all the members of Neon Gang, and my supporters just feeling on top of the world and like there's no other community like it. You know what I mean? That's the goal. Like I consider all of you guys my friends, and like I genuinely care about like each and every one of you guys that like listen to my music and like take the time to talk to me or like anything. Like it's a surreal feeling. Um and I'm really really grateful for it, and I want to be able to give you guys the best of me, and I want you guys to I don't know. I just want to change the world. I want to be able to help people. That's the goal in the end. Like I said, is really to help people, and so hopefully in the next 5 years, I'll be in a position where I can really, really make a difference and um, give back to people and stuff like that. So,
Okay. Definitely,
yeah,
you gotta. I mean, I kind of come from the same standpoint in like I know the impact that music has had on me, and I want to be able to give that impact back to the community that is the reason that I'm here. So
exactly. And that's what I'm like. You guys are the reason that I'm here, and this is not even to say that I'm anything crazy or anything, but like the things that I've done is entirely because of guys like you and just every single person that's ever supported me or even given a damn, and took the time to listen to my music, and it genuine like people, the fact that you guys have listened to my art and stuff like that is just it still blows my mind to this day. It's like yeah.
I totally get that, man. Well, I think it's been I think it's been a good year for you. I think it's been kind of crazy. Things have been hectic, but we've all been kind of pushing through it and getting through everything and just taking it one step at a time. But yeah, I think we're gonna end up closing this out. Do you have any words of advice, any words of encouragement for the people listening?
Yes, absolutely. um if you have a dream, A lot of people say to go and chase your dream. My advice for you is to live your dream. In order to become the person you want to be, you have to start living and acting like the person that you want to become. Um, and I've noticed in my own life, you know, whenever I incorporated that, it has made the biggest difference in moving forward. Um, don't ever give up on yourself. Don't worry about what other people think. If there's something that you love and you care about, pursue that with all that you have. Or, sorry, it sounds like I'm live that in every way possible. Go out and just start doing it. You know, if you want to make music, even if you don't have the best equipment right now or anything like that, just start doing it. Start getting used to what it's like to record. Start writing lyrics, doing everything you can, looking up tutorials, advice. Just constantly engage your mind and push yourself and never limit yourself. Um, you know, there's a reason that you have that fire in you and that will to do it. And when you have that will, there's nothing that can stop you. Um, Other than that, it's keep pushing no matter what. Whenever you're going through hard times, don't look at it as woe is me. Look at it as a lesson. Look at it as growth. And, um, you know, I know a lot of people aren't religious out there, but, you know, it's when God, when there's a struggle in your life, I believe that it's God giving you a test and seeing how we move forward from that. If you ask for wisdom, God is going to give you problems to overcome and challenges and things that you have to learn. If you ask for strength, you're going to have things that make you feel vulnerable and weak, and you have to pull that out in order to gain that strength moving forward. And yeah, just go out like I believe in you. That's going to be the final point is I believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself and people will follow and people, you know, if you know what it is you're wanting to do in this world, have a purpose behind it, know what your purpose is, know what your reason is for doing it, never give up on that and you know, uh, make the world hear you. And that's in anything. It doesn't need to just be music, but let the people know who you are and why you're here on this earth.
Definitely some wise words. I can get behind all of that for sure. So
Like,
I want to say thank you, Neon, for coming and giving us a little chat and giving us a little insight. Um, I hope the rest of your guys' day goes well, and I hope the rest of your day goes well as well. But I think we're gonna end up signing off here. So,
sounds good. I just want to say
thank you,
thank you
buddy.
as well.
Of
You too,
course.
man.